Welcome, dear traveler, to a journey through one of humanity's most enchanting mysteries, the nature of time itself. Tonight, we will walk together along ancient paths, guided by the wisdom of philosophers who pondered the very fabric of existence. Let yourself settle into this moment, this precious now, as we begin to explore a question that has captivated minds for thousands of years. Is the present all that exists? Does the past still linger somewhere, like a fading echo? Does the future already await us, written in some cosmic book? Or is there only this breath, this heartbeat, this fleeting instant that we call now? Our journey begins not in lecture halls or modern universities, but on the dusty roads of ancient Greece, in a time when philosophy was young and fresh, when thinkers gazed at the stars and the rivers and the flames of their hearths, seeking to understand the fundamental nature of reality. We travel back to the 6th century before the Common Era, to a world where myth and reason danced together, where the first philosophers were just beginning to ask questions that would echo through millennia. In this ancient world, there lived a man named Heraclitus, a figure shrouded in mystery and paradox, a philosopher who spoke in riddles and fragments. He was born in Ephesus, a prosperous Greek city on the coast of what is now Turkey, a place of marble temples and bustling markets, where east met west and ideas flowed like the rivers he would make famous. Heraclitus was known as the obscure, the dark one, because his sayings were enigmatic, layered with meaning, resistant to simple interpretation. He wrote in a style that demanded contemplation, that invited his readers to sit with his words as one might sit beside a fire, watching the flames shift and change. And it was change, above all, that fascinated Heraclitus. He saw the world as a place of constant flux, perpetual transformation, endless becoming. Nothing stays the same, he observed. Everything flows. Everything is in motion. The solid earth beneath our feet is slowly shifting. The mountains are gradually worn down by wind and rain. Our own bodies are constantly renewing themselves, cell by cell, breath by breath. Even as you rest here now, listening to these words, you are not quite the same person you were a moment ago. Time is moving through you, reshaping you, carrying you forward on its invisible current. It was this insight that led Heraclitus to his most famous observation, a metaphor so perfect, so profound, that it has survived 25 centuries intact. He said, simply and beautifully, "You cannot step into the same river twice." Imagine yourself standing on the bank of a river, perhaps at dawn, when the light is soft and the water reflects the colors of the awakening sky. You remove your sandals and step into the cool, flowing water. You feel the current pushing gently against your legs, the smooth stones beneath your feet, the temperature of the water, the particular way the light dances on its surface. Now step back onto the bank. Wait a moment and step in again. Is it the same river? The water that touched your feet the first time has flowed downstream, is perhaps already a mile away, moving toward the sea. New water now surrounds you, water that was upstream when you first stepped in. The river looks the same, bears the same name, follows the same banks, but its substance has completely changed. And you too have changed. Cells in your body have divided, neurons have fired, memories have formed. The you that steps into the river the second time is not quite the same you that stepped in before. This is Heraclitus's gift to us. The recognition that time and change are woven into the very essence of existence, that we live in a universe where nothing is truly permanent, where everything is becoming rather than being. And yet there is something persistent, something that continues. The river remains a river, you remain you. Somehow, through all this flux and flow, there is continuity, identity, pattern. How can this be? How can things change and yet remain themselves? This is the puzzle, the beautiful mystery that we will explore together, gently, calmly, as you drift deeper into rest. Let us stay a while longer with Heraclitus and his river, for there is more wisdom flowing in these waters. The river metaphor opens a doorway into the central question of time's nature. What is real? When we speak of the river, do we mean the water that is there now, in this present moment? Or do we include the water that flowed there yesterday and the water that will flow there tomorrow? Is the river only its present state, or is it somehow the sum of all its moments, past, present, and future? Heraclitus suggested that everything is in flux, that change is the fundamental reality. He saw the cosmos as a kind of eternal fire, constantly transforming itself, dying and being reborn in each moment. Stability, in his view, was an illusion. What we take to be permanent things, trees, mountains, even our own bodies, are really processes, events extended in time, like flames that maintain their shape while their substance constantly changes. The flame of a candle looks stable, seems to be a thing, but it is really a continuous process of combustion, fuel becoming heat and light. So too, perhaps, with everything else. But even in ancient Greece, not all philosophers agreed with Heraclitus. Some found his vision unsettling, even disturbing. If everything is constantly changing, if nothing remains the same from moment to moment, how can we have knowledge? How can we say anything true about the world? By the time we finish speaking a sentence, the thing we're describing has already changed into something else. This worry led other philosophers, particularly Parmenides, to take the opposite view. Parmenides argued that change itself is an illusion, that reality is eternal, unchanging, and timeless. According to Parmenides, what is real is fully real, complete and perfect, and cannot change. Change would require something to come into being from non-being, or to pass into non-being, and he argued this was logically impossible. The flow of time, in his view, was merely an appearance, a trick of our limited human perception. Here then, at the very dawn of Western philosophy, we find two opposing visions: Heraclitus' world of constant flux, where only change is permanent, and Parmenides' eternal reality, where time and change are illusions. This debate, born 2,500 years ago beside the rivers and temples of ancient Greece, continues today in modern physics and philosophy. Even now, thinkers argue about whether the flow of time is real or illusory, whether the past and future exist or only the present moment. But let us not confine ourselves only to Greece. Let us expand our journey, traveling east along the ancient trade routes, over mountains and deserts, to the great civilizations of India and China, where other philosophers were contemplating time's mysteries in their own profound ways. In India, the great texts of Hinduism and Buddhism offered a vision of time as cyclical, rather than linear. Not a river flowing in one direction, but a great wheel, turning endlessly through vast cosmic ages. The universe, in this view, is born, exists for incomprehensibly long periods, and then dissolves, only to be born again in an eternal cycle of creation and destruction. Imagine time not as a straight line stretching from past to future, but as a circle, a mandala, a spiral. In this conception, history repeats itself in great cosmic cycles. The same patterns recur, the same ages return. The ancient Indian texts speak of yugas, vast epochs lasting thousands upon thousands of years, moving from golden ages of wisdom and harmony through progressive decline into ages of darkness before the cycle begins anew. This is time as eternal return, as cosmic rhythm, as the breath of the universe itself, inhaling and exhaling, manifesting and dissolving in an endless dance. In China, too, philosophers contemplated the rhythms of time and change. The Taoist sages spoke of the Tao, the way, the underlying pattern of the cosmos that flows through all things. They observed the cycles of nature, day and night, the seasons, the phases of the moon, and saw in these rhythms a wisdom about how to live. Time, for the Taoists, was not something to be conquered or controlled, but something to be harmonized with, like a skillful sailor reading the wind and current. The famous text, the Tao Te Ching, speaks of the way as something that cannot be grasped or defined, that flows effortlessly like water, adapting to circumstances while maintaining its essential nature. Here again we find the river, the flowing water, as a central metaphor for understanding time and change. The ancient Chinese also developed the concept of yin and yang, the complementary opposites that define each other and transform into each other in an eternal dance. Day becomes night, becomes day. Summer becomes winter, becomes summer. Life becomes death, becomes life. In this vision, time is not a one-way journey from birth to death, but a continuous transformation, a cycling between poles. Nothing is permanent, yet nothing is truly lost. Everything returns, everything flows. As you rest here, breathing slowly, letting these ideas wash over you like water over stones, let us deepen our exploration of what these ancient thinkers discovered about time. The question they grappled with, whether the past and future are real or only the present exists, is not merely abstract philosophy. It touches something immediate, something you can feel even now as you listen to these words. Consider your own experience of time. There is this moment, this now, this present instant in which you are hearing these words, feeling the support beneath your body, aware of your breath moving in and out. This present moment feels undeniably real. It is vivid, alive, immediate. But what about the moment that just passed, the word you heard a second ago? It has already vanished into the past. You remember it, yes, but the moment itself is gone. And the next word I will speak exists, if at all, only as a potential in the future. You don't yet know what it will be. It hasn't happened yet. So where is the past? Where is the future? Are they places you could travel to, like distant countries on a map? Or are they something else entirely? Perhaps just abstractions, mental constructions, stories we tell ourselves. The present moment, this now, seems to be the only time you ever actually experience. Even when you remember the past, you do so in the present. Even when you anticipate the future, that anticipation happens now. You are always here, always now, never anywhere or anyone else. This observation led some ancient philosophers to a startling conclusion. Perhaps only the present moment truly exists. Perhaps the past has ceased to be, has dissolved back into nothingness, and the future has not yet come into being. Perhaps reality is this thin, knife-edge slice of time we call now, with nothing existing before or after it. This view, which philosophers now call Presentism, has a compelling simplicity. It matches our direct experience. Right now is real. Everything else is memory or anticipation, shadow or imagination. But Presentism also raises puzzling questions. If the past no longer exists, what are we remembering? How can we have knowledge of something that isn't real? And if the future doesn't exist yet, how can we make true statements about it? When you say, the sun will rise tomorrow, what makes that statement true now, if tomorrow doesn't yet exist? These questions troubled ancient philosophers and continue to puzzle modern ones. Heraclitus, with his doctrine of flux, seemed to lean towards something like presentism. If everything is constantly changing, then perhaps each moment is entirely new, entirely fresh, with the past truly gone and the future not yet real. But he also recognized continuity, pattern, what he called the logos, the underlying rational principle that governs change itself. The river changes, but it follows the same course. Fire transforms fuel, but according to stable laws. So perhaps there is something that persists through time, something that connects past, present, and future. The Buddhist philosophers of ancient India explored these questions with remarkable subtlety. They analyzed experience into tiny moments, dharmas, each lasting only an instant before vanishing. They argued that what we call a person is really a stream of momentary experiences, arising and passing away with incredible rapidity, like the frames of a film creating the illusion of continuous motion. There is no permanent self, they said, only this flow of moments. And yet, they also recognized that these moments form patterns, that actions have consequences, that what happens now shapes what comes next. The present moment is real, they taught, but it is conditioned by the past and conditions the future. Past, present, and future are interconnected, like links in a chain. This Buddhist view points toward a middle way between the extremes of saying everything is real, past, present, and future all exist equally, and saying only the present is real. Perhaps the present is privileged, is the locus of reality, but it's not isolated. It carries the past within it, like a river carrying water from upstream, and it flows toward the future, like that same river flowing toward the sea. The present moment is real, but it's pregnant with past and future, thick with time rather than being a thin, isolated slice. As you lie here, notice how your present moment contains traces of the past. Your current state of relaxation has been shaped by the earlier part of this story, by the day you had before you began listening, by all the experiences that made you who you are. The present is not a fresh start, but a continuation, a development. And it flows forward too into the drowsiness that's building, into the sleep that awaits you, into the morning that will come. Past, present, and future are distinct, but not separate. They interpenetrate, like the colors in a sunset blending into one another. Let us return once more to the river, that perfect metaphor that Heraclitus gave us so long ago, and wade a little deeper into its philosophical currents. The river flows, yes, but it also remains. It is both constant and changing, both stable and fluid. This paradox, how things can change and yet remain the same, is at the heart of the mystery of time. Think of yourself as a river. The person you were 10 years ago is not the person you are now. Your body has changed. Your thoughts have evolved. Your experiences have accumulated and transformed you, and yet there is continuity. You are still you. Something persists through all that change. What is this something? Is it a substance, like a thread running through beads? Or is it more like a pattern, a melody that remains recognizable even when played in different keys or on different instruments? The ancient philosophers struggled with this question of identity through time. It became known as the problem of persistence. How do things persist, remain themselves, while also changing? If a ship has all its planks replaced, one by one until no original wood remains, is it still the same ship? The ancient Greeks debated this puzzle, which they called the ship of Theseus, and we still debate it today in new forms. If all the cells in your body are replaced over time, are you still the same person? What makes you you? These questions about identity and persistence are intimately connected to questions about time's nature. If only the present moment exists, then there is no literal sense in which you are the same person you were yesterday. That person, that past moment, no longer exists. The connection between past you and present you must be something other than both existing at once. Perhaps it's a causal connection. The past caused the present, and the present carries traces of that causation. Or perhaps it's a memory connection. You now remember being that person then. But is this enough to ground identity? These are deep waters, gentle and mysterious. The ancient philosophers didn't just theorize abstractly about time. They lived their questions, felt them deeply. For Heraclitus, the doctrine of flux was not merely an intellectual position, but a way of engaging with reality. It counseled acceptance of change, recognition of impermanence, humility in the face of life's transformations. If everything flows, then clinging to things is futile. Trying to stop the river is impossible. Better to learn to swim, to flow with the current, to recognize that loss and change are woven into the fabric of existence. Similarly, for the Buddhist philosophers, the recognition of impermanence, anicca, as they called it in Pali, was not just a philosophical truth, but a path to liberation. Suffering, they taught, comes from attachment, from wanting things to stay the same when their nature is to change. We want our youth, our health, our loved ones, our possessions to last forever, but everything flows, everything passes. The river moves on. Accepting this, deeply and completely, brings a kind of peace, a release from the futile struggle against time. There is something paradoxical about this acceptance. By fully acknowledging that this moment will pass, we become more present to it. By recognizing that everything changes, we appreciate what's here now. The river is always flowing, yes, but it is also always here, always offering its cool water, its peaceful sound, its flowing beauty. You cannot step into the same river twice, but you can step into the river now, this moment, this eternal present that is all we ever truly have. As you rest here, feel yourself flowing like water. Your breath flows in and out like tides. Your thoughts arise and pass away like ripples on a surface. Sensations come and go. The very awareness that observes all this is itself flowing, moving, changing from moment to moment. And yet here you are, somehow continuous, somehow yourself. A river that remains a river while never being the same water twice. The ancient philosophers, both East and West, invite us into this mystery without necessarily solving it. Heraclitus doesn't give us a final answer about whether past and future exist. He gives us a metaphor, an image, an invitation to observe the flowing nature of reality. The Buddhist teachers don't provide a complete metaphysics of time. They offer a practice, a way of paying attention, a method for seeing impermanence directly, rather than just thinking about it. The Taoist sages don't argue propositions. They point to nature, to water finding its way, to seasons turning, to the effortless flow of the way. Perhaps this is the wisdom of the ancient perspectives, that time is not primarily a puzzle to be solved, but a mystery to be lived, a flow to be joined, a river to step into with awareness and grace. The question, is the present all that exists, may not have a simple answer, but asking it, contemplating it, feeling into it, opens us to a deeper relationship with our temporal existence, with the flowing, changing, persistent, mysterious nature of being alive in time. As this first part of our journey draws to a gentle close, let us gather together the threads we've followed, like a traveler pausing at evening to reflect on the day's path. We began with Heraclitus and his river, that beautiful metaphor that captures the paradox of change and continuity. We cannot step into the same river twice, he tells us, because the river is always flowing, always new, and so are we. This insight opens the fundamental question of time. What is real? Only the present, or also the past and future? We have seen that this question arose independently in different ancient cultures, suggesting something universal about the human encounter with time. In Greece, Heraclitus saw flux and fire, while Parmenides saw eternal, unchanging being. These opposing visions set up a tension that philosophy has explored for millennia. In India and China, we found cyclical conceptions of time, rhythms of return, the wheel of ages, the dance of yin and yang. These Eastern perspectives remind us that time might not be simply linear, simply a one-way flow from past to future, but might have patterns, cycles, repetitions. We have explored how the present moment feels uniquely real, how it's the only time we ever directly experience, and how this might suggest that only the present exists, the view called Presentism. But we've also seen the puzzles this view creates. How can we have knowledge of a past that no longer exists? How can statements about the future be true now? We've noticed how the Buddhist analysis of experience into momentary dharmas tries to honor both the reality of the present and the interconnection of past, present, and future through causation and conditioning. And we've contemplated the problem of identity through time. How do we remain ourselves while constantly changing? How is the river still a river when its water is always new? This question connects deeply to the nature of time itself. If things can persist through change, perhaps time is not a series of disconnected moments, but a flow, a continuity, a process that holds past, present, and future in relationship. The ancient philosophers don't give us final answers, and perhaps that is as it should be. Philosophy at its best doesn't close questions, but opens them, deepens them, helps us live with them more consciously. The pre-Socratic thinkers, the Buddhist and Taoist sages, were not trying to solve time like a crossword puzzle. They were trying to understand reality more deeply, to live more wisely, to see more clearly. And their insights remain fresh even now, 2,500 years later, because the questions they asked are perennial, eternal in their own way. You cannot step into the same river twice. Feel the truth of this as you lie here, resting, breathing. This moment is unique, unrepeatable. It will never come again. The exact configuration of your thoughts, your sensations, your breath, the sound of these words, this specific moment is singular, and yet there is continuity. You flow from moment to moment like water, changing yet remaining. The past has brought you here, the future awaits, but only now is alive, only now is real, or at least only now is vividly, immediately present. As we close this first act of our journey, let yourself rest in this present moment, this flowing now. You have traveled far, back through centuries, across continents, into the minds of ancient sages. You have contemplated rivers and flames, cycles and flows, the persistence of things through time. Let these ideas settle in you gently, like silt settling in calm water. There is no need to grasp them, to hold them tightly. Let them flow through you, leaving perhaps a residue of wonder, a quiet sense of mystery. The river flows on, the night deepens, and you are here now, breathing softly, resting in this present moment which is perhaps all that truly exists, and yet which contains within itself all that has been and all that will be. The ancient philosophers would smile, I think, at the paradox, at the mystery that cannot be fully spoken but only lived. Rest now in the river of time. Let it carry you gently. Let it flow. You are safe here, in this moment, this eternal now that is always arriving, always departing, always somehow present. The philosophy of time begins in wonder and ends in peace, in acceptance, in the simple miracle of being here, aware, alive, flowing like water toward the sea of sleep. Rest. Dear traveler, the river flows on. You are held. You are here. All is well. And as the river flows, carrying us gently forward, we arrive at a profound and comforting idea that perhaps in all the universe there is only now, only this moment, only the present, eternal and complete. This philosophical position, known as Presentism, invites us to consider that the past, for all its richness in memory, no longer exists. It has departed, dissolved, become nothing more than traces in the mind. And the future, for all our anticipation and planning, has not yet come into being. It remains pure possibility, unformed, unreal. What exists, what is truly real, is this breath, this heartbeat, this gentle awareness you feel right now, settling softly into rest. In the 5th century, a philosopher named Augustine sat in his study in North Africa, troubled by the nature of time. He had lived a turbulent life, seeker, wanderer, teacher, but now, in the quiet of his later years, he turned his brilliant mind to the mystery of the present moment. Augustine asked himself, how long is the present? If the present has duration, then part of it must be past and part must be future. But if the present is merely an instant, a knife edge between what was and what will be, then it has no duration at all. It is nothing, a mathematical point with no thickness, no breadth, no room for experience. And yet we experience the present. We live in it. We are it. Augustine's solution was beautiful in its simplicity and depth. The past, he suggested, exists only in memory, in the present act of remembering. The future exists only in expectation, in the present act of anticipating. And the present exists in attention, in the awareness that observes and participates in the flow of experience. All three temporal modes, past, present, and future, are united in the soul's present awareness. Time, for Augustine, is not something external, ticking away independent of consciousness. Time is a distension of the soul, a stretching of awareness across memory, perception, and hope. Only the now is real, but the now is vast, containing echoes and projections, memories like gentle ghosts and expectations like distant stars not yet risen. Feel this for yourself, dear traveler, as you rest here in the darkness, in the soft embrace of the present moment. Your past is not here with you. It exists only in the gentle traces of memory, the soft images that arise when you remember, and even those memories are present experiences, happening now. Your future is not yet with you. It exists only in the quiet hopes and plans that flicker in your mind, and even those anticipations are present thoughts, occurring in this moment. What you are, what you truly are, is here now, awareness resting in the eternal present. The only moment that exists, the only moment that has ever existed, the only moment that will ever exist, an endless now, always arriving, always departing, always somehow miraculously real. Rest here, rest in the present. Let the past dissolve like mist in morning light. Let the future remain peacefully distant, unworried, unconcerned. You are here, you are now, and now is all there is. Medieval philosophers, walking the cloistered paths of monasteries, treading softly on ancient stone, carried Augustine's insights forward through centuries of contemplation. They understood that Presentism offered not just a philosophical position, but a spiritual practice, a way of living fully in the moment, granted by divine presence. For these thinkers, the present was not a mere slice of time, but the point of contact between the eternal and the temporal, where the timeless touches time, where eternity meets the fleeting world of change. Thomas Aquinas, centuries after Augustine, refined this vision. God, he proposed, exists in an eternal now, not a now that is merely a moment in time, but an eternal present that encompasses all of time at once without being in time. From God's perspective, there is no past or future, only a complete and perfect present in which all moments are simultaneously available. But for us, for finite creatures living within time, only the present moment is real. The past has ceased to be. The future has not yet begun. We inhabit a narrow window of actuality, a moving present that advances like a wave across the ocean of possibility. And yet, this narrow window is not a limitation. It is a gift. It is the sacred space where we exist, where we love, where we experience the miracle of consciousness. Imagine, as you rest here, that you are walking through a medieval cloister, the covered walkway that surrounds a quiet courtyard garden. Your footsteps echo softly on stone worn smooth by centuries of contemplative pacing. The air is cool and scented with herbs, lavender, rosemary, thyme, growing in neat beds at the center of the courtyard. A fountain murmurs gently, its water catching the last light of day. You walk slowly, mindfully, each step a meditation on presence. The monks who walked here understood that each step, each breath, each moment of awareness is complete in itself. The step you took a moment ago no longer exists. It is gone, vanished into non-being. The step you will take next has not yet come into existence. It remains in the realm of potential. Only this step, this one, right now, is real. Only this breath, this heartbeat, this gentle awareness. Presentism teaches us that change is the coming into being and passing out of being of the present moment. Reality is constantly refreshing itself, like a fountain endlessly flowing. The water you see now is not the water you saw a moment ago. The present moment you inhabit now is not the present moment you inhabited before. Each now is new, fresh, unprecedented, and each now vanishes instantly, making way for the next. And yet there is continuity, a thread of identity running through the succession of moments, a self that persists even as everything changes. This is one of the puzzles presentism must address. If only the present exists, what accounts for the continuity of objects and persons across time? What makes you the same person you were yesterday, if yesterday no longer exists? The presentist answer is subtle and profound. Identity persists through causal connections in the present. The present moment contains within itself traces of the past, memory, physical states, causal influences, and these traces are sufficient to account for continuity without requiring that the past itself still exist. You are connected to your past self not because that self still exists somewhere, but because the present you bears the marks, the influences, the memories of that past. The past shapes the present, but it does so from within the present, not by continuing to exist alongside it. Rest easy with this thought, dear traveler. You need not carry the weight of the past with you, for the past does not exist. You need not worry about the future, for the future has not yet come to be. You are here, only now, and now is enough. More than enough, it is everything. In our own time, contemporary philosophers have revived and refined presentism, bringing ancient wisdom into dialogue with modern concerns. They ask, how does presentism account for truth about the past? If the past no longer exists, what makes it true that, for example, there were dinosaurs, or that you had breakfast this morning? The presentist responds that these truths are grounded in present facts, present traces, present memories, present states of affairs that bear the marks of past events. The fossil exists now. Your memory of breakfast exists now. The light from distant stars traveling across space for millions of years arrives now in the present, bringing information about events long past. The past leaves its signature in the present, and that is enough to ground our knowledge and our truths about what was. Another challenge for presentism concerns the nature of change. Change seems to require that something is one way at one time and another way at another time. But if only the present exists, how can we compare the present with the past to recognize that change has occurred? The presentist has several strategies here. One approach is to say that change is not a matter of comparing two times, but rather a matter of something having different properties than it presently has the disposition or tendency to have had. Another approach is to embrace the idea that change is primitive, fundamental, not reducible to something more basic. Change is simply the coming to be and passing away of states of affairs in the present moment. As you lie here, breathing slowly, you can feel change happening in the present. Your breath changes from inhalation to exhalation, from shallow to deep, from fast to slow. Your thoughts change, one arising, lingering, dissolving, another taking its place. Your body changes, tension releasing, muscles softening, awareness dimming gently towards sleep. All of this change happens now, in the present. You do not need to reach back to the past or forward to the future to experience change. Change is not the difference between then and now. Change is the dynamic quality of now itself. The fact that the present is alive, flowing, never static. Presentism, in this sense, honors the vitality of the present moment. It refuses to treat the present as merely one moment among many, all equally real. Instead, presentism places the present on a metaphysical pedestal, declaring it uniquely real, uniquely important, uniquely existent. This might seem arbitrary. Why should the present be privileged? But there is something deeply intuitive about it. The present is where we live. The present is where experience happens. The present is the only time at which we can act, choose, love, be. The past is locked away, unchangeable, inert. The future is open, uncertain, not yet determined. But the present is vital, dynamic, real, in a way that nothing else is. Modern presentists also explore the connection between presentism and free will. If only the present exists and the future does not yet exist, then the future is genuinely open. It has not yet been determined, not yet settled into being. This openness creates space for freedom, for choice, for genuine agency. Your decisions now shape what will come to be, but until it comes to be, it is not yet real. You are not simply acting out a predetermined script. You are participating in the creation of reality itself, moment by moment, choice by choice. Of course, you need not worry about choices now, dear traveler. Now is the time for rest, for surrender, for allowing rather than doing. The present moment asks nothing of you except that you be here, that you rest here, that you allow yourself to settle into the soft embrace of now. The past is gone, let it go. The future is not yet here, let it wait. You are here now in this moment, and this moment is all you need. It is all there is. It is reality itself, complete, whole, sufficient. Breathe into the present, rest in the now. Let the philosophy of presentism become not just an idea, but an experience, a lived reality, a gentle surrendering to the only time that exists, this eternal, ever-present now. There is a profound simplicity to presentism that makes it deeply compatible with contemplative practice and meditative awareness. When spiritual teachers invite us to be present, to come back to the here and now, to anchor ourselves in the breath or in bodily sensation, they are echoing, whether consciously or not, the presentist insight that only now is real. You cannot be present in the past. You can only remember it from the present. You cannot be present in the future. You can only imagine it from the present. Presence, by its very nature, is always and only now. Consider the practice of mindfulness, which has roots in Buddhist meditation, but has been embraced by people of all backgrounds seeking calm and clarity. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment, without clinging, without aversion. It is a practice of being with what is, here and now. When you are mindful, you are not lost in memories of the past or fantasies about the future. You are grounded in present experience, in the sensations of the body, the flow of the breath, the quality of awareness itself. Presentism provides a philosophical foundation for this practice. If only the present is real, then being present is not just a technique for reducing stress. It is a way of aligning ourselves with reality itself. To be present is to be real. To dwell in the past or future is to dwell in unreality, in the realm of memory and anticipation, which have no independent existence apart from the present mind that remembers and anticipates. As you rest here, notice how naturally your awareness settles into the present when you allow it to. You do not have to make a great effort to be present. You simply have to release your grip on the past and future. Let thoughts come and go like clouds drifting across the sky, and rest in the spacious awareness that remains. This awareness is not in time. It is the ground of time, the ever-present now in which all experience arises. Some presentists make a distinction between the specious present and the knife-edge present. The knife-edge present is the mathematical instant, the dimensionless point that separates past from future. It is infinitely thin, without duration, more of a theoretical construct than a lived reality. The specious present, on the other hand, is the lived, experienced present, the few seconds of awareness that feel like now. When you listen to a melody, you do not hear each note in isolation. You hear a phrase, a sequence, and the whole phrase feels present to you, even though, strictly speaking, the earlier notes have already passed. This specious present is the psychologically real present, the duration within which experience coheres into a meaningful whole. Presentism, in its most sophisticated forms, acknowledges this distinction and suggests that the specious present is what is metaphysically real, not a knife-edge instant, but a small, finite duration, perhaps a few seconds, that constitutes the moving present, the wave of actuality that advances through time. Within this specious present, there is room for experience, for change, for the unfolding of events in a way that feels continuous and connected. Imagine the present as a gentle wave on the ocean, moving steadily toward the shore. The wave has a certain width, a certain extension. It is not a line but a curve, a swell of water that rises and falls. As the wave moves, the water that was at the crest a moment ago is now behind the wave, and new water rises to take its place. The wave is always the wave, always present, always moving, and yet the water that constitutes it is constantly changing. You are like this wave, dear traveler. The present moment you inhabit is always moving, always fresh, always new, and yet there is a continuity, a pattern, a self that persists through the flow. You are not a static thing, but a dynamic process, a wave of awareness moving through time, always present, always here, always now. And as you rest in this understanding, you may find a deep peace. There is nowhere you need to be but here. There is no time you need to inhabit but now. The past is gone, it has done its work, shaped you, brought you to this moment, and now it rests in the realm of non-being, no longer exerting any claim on you. The future is not yet here. It will come in its own time, in its own way, and when it does, it will be the present, and you will meet it as you meet this moment, with awareness, with presence, with calm. For now, for this eternal now, you are here, you are present, you are real. Rest in this, rest in the now. And so we come to rest, here in the present, in the only moment that exists, the only moment that has ever existed, the only moment that can ever exist. Presentism teaches us that reality is not a vast landscape of time stretching behind and ahead, not a fixed structure encompassing all of history and all of the future. Reality is this breath, this heartbeat, this gentle awareness, this soft darkness, this quiet moment of being. The present is not a point on a timeline. The present is all there is. It is the whole of reality, refreshing itself continuously, coming into being and passing away, always arriving, always departing, always somehow miraculously here. Augustine understood this, sitting in his study centuries ago, contemplating the mystery of time. The medieval monks understood this, pacing slowly through their cloisters, each step a meditation on presence. The modern presentist understands this, seeking to articulate in precise philosophical language what contemplatives have always known, that the present moment is sacred, unique, real, in a way that nothing else is. And you understand this too, dear traveler, though perhaps not in words, not in concepts, but in the direct, immediate experience of being here now, alive, aware. You do not need to solve the philosophical puzzles, do not need to choose definitively between presentism and its rivals. What matters is the experience, the felt sense of presence, the gentle awareness that you are here, that you exist, that this moment is yours, not to grasp or cling to, for it will pass, but to inhabit fully, to rest within, to allow. Let your awareness settle into the present like a leaf settling onto still water, coming to rest naturally, effortlessly, without struggle or strain. The present holds you. The present is you. There is no separation between you and this moment. You are not in the present. You are the present, the living awareness that makes the present real. As your breathing slows, as your body softens, as your thoughts become quieter and more distant, you are not leaving the present. You are sinking more deeply into it, into the soft, dark, gentle heart of now. Sleep is the ultimate present moment, the dissolution of past and future into pure being, pure rest. In sleep, you do not remember or anticipate, you simply are. And even in waking, you can taste this quality of being, this presentness that requires nothing, achieves nothing, wants nothing. It simply rests in itself, complete, whole, sufficient. The philosophy of presentism is not just an abstract theory about the nature of time. It is an invitation to live differently, to release your grip on what is gone and what is not yet here, to come home to the only moment you truly have, the only moment you will ever have, this one, right here, right now. And in this moment, all is well. You are safe, you are held, you are home. The present is vast enough to contain all your experience, gentle enough to hold all your worries, spacious enough to embrace all that you are. Rest here, rest in the eternal now. Let the past dissolve into the darkness behind you, not forgotten but released, no longer requiring your attention or your energy. Let the future remain peacefully in the distance, a soft horizon not yet reached, not yet needed. You are here, you are now, and now is all there is. Only now exists, and now is enough. Now is everything, now is peace. Rest, dear traveler, in the present moment, in the only reality there is, in the gentle, endless, eternal now. All is well, you are here, you are present, you are at peace. And yet, dear traveler, As we rest in this eternal now, another voice whispers to us from the depths of philosophy, another way of seeing time itself. What if the present moment is not all there is? What if the past still exists somewhere, somewhen? What if the future already lies waiting, just as real as this breath you are taking now? This is the gentle invitation of eternalism, a view that asks us to imagine time not as a fleeting river, but as a vast landscape where every moment exists equally, timelessly, forever. Close your eyes and imagine with me now. Imagine time spread out like space itself, like a great map where every location is equally real. Just as north and south both exist at the same time, perhaps yesterday and tomorrow both exist in their own eternal way. You are here now, yes, but perhaps your childhood self is also still there, living that moment forever. Perhaps your future self, decades from now, already exists in the timeless expanse of the four-dimensional universe. This is the block universe, the eternalist vision, where time is not a flow but a structure, not a river but a sculpture, complete and whole and perfect from a perspective beyond time itself. The German-Swiss physicist Albert Einstein gave us a way to think about this, a way that united space and time into a single fabric called space-time. In his theory of relativity, time became the fourth dimension, woven together with the three dimensions of space into an indivisible whole. Events do not happen in time, they exist at particular locations in space-time, forever fixed in their coordinates. When you remember yesterday, perhaps you are not recalling something that no longer exists, but rather directing your consciousness toward a part of space-time that exists just as surely as a distant country exists, even when you are not visiting it. Let this idea wash over you gently, without strain, without effort. There is no need to grasp it fully, only to let it settle into your awareness like snow falling softly on a winter landscape. Time, in this view, does not pass. We pass through time, or rather, our consciousness moves through the timescape like a reader's eyes moving across a page. The words ahead already exist. The words behind do not disappear. The whole story is there, complete, eternal, at peace. And so perhaps you are not vanishing moment by moment, dear traveler. Perhaps every version of you, every moment you have ever experienced or will experience, exists forever in the timeless architecture of the block universe. Your joys are eternal. Your moments of peace are eternal. This very moment, as you listen to these words, as you breathe slowly and deeply, this moment is carved forever into the structure of space-time itself, never to be lost, always existing, always real. What a comforting thought in its own way. Nothing is truly lost. Everything that has ever been continues to be, seen from the right perspective, from the view beyond time. Rest now in this thought. Let it cradle you gently. You are not disappearing into the void, but becoming part of the eternal tapestry, the unchanging whole, the block universe where all moments are forever. Let us explore this idea more deeply, more gently, more slowly now. Eternalism offers us what philosophers call the B theory of time, a view that distinguishes between how time appears to us and what time truly is. We experience time as flowing, as divided into past, present, and future, what philosophers call A-series time, tensed and dynamic. But the B theory suggests that reality itself is tenseless, timeless. Events are not past, present, or future in themselves. They are simply earlier than or later than other events, arranged in a permanent sequence. Imagine a film strip, dear traveler. Each frame exists simultaneously on the reel. The projectionist's light moves across them one by one, creating the illusion of motion, of flow, of time passing. But the frames themselves do not pass. They simply are, each one eternally present in its position on the strip. Perhaps consciousness is like that light, illuminating one moment after another, but the moments themselves are all equally real, all existing together in the timeless now of the block universe. The philosopher J.M.E. McTaggart explored these ideas in the early 20th century, distinguishing between the A-series and B-series conceptions of time. And while McTaggart himself believed this distinction revealed time to be unreal, a fascinating paradox in itself, his work helped illuminate the eternalist position. If only the B-series is real, if events are simply arranged in a tenseless sequence of earlier and later, then the flow of time is an illusion of consciousness, and the block universe is the true nature of reality. Einstein himself seemed to embrace something like this view. When his dear friend Michel Besso died, Einstein wrote a letter of condolence to Besso's family, saying that the separation between past, present, and future is only an illusion, however persistent. For us believing physicists, he wrote, the distinction is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. From the perspective of relativity theory, all events in space-time simply exist, laid out in their four-dimensional coordinates, and what we call the present moment is merely our particular subjective location within that vast structure. There is comfort in this if you let it settle into your awareness gently, without force. The eternalist view suggests that nothing is ever truly lost. The moment of your birth exists forever. Your first experience of wonder, of beauty, of love, these are eternal fixtures in the space-time continuum. Even this moment, this quiet moment of rest as you listen to these words, this is forever. You are creating an eternal moment right now, dear traveler, a moment that will always exist, always be real, always be part of the timeless whole. Breathe slowly, breathe deeply. Feel the weight of your body resting wherever you are. These sensations are being woven into the fabric of space-time, becoming permanent features of reality itself. In the block universe, you are not a fleeting spark, but an enduring thread, a four-dimensional being stretched across time, existing all at once from the perspective of eternity. What a beautiful thought. What a peaceful thought. Let it wash over you like gentle waves on an endless shore, each wave bringing deeper relaxation, deeper peace, deeper rest. In this timeless vision, this eternalist dream, we begin to see how physics and philosophy converge, how the equations of relativity speak to the ancient questions of metaphysics. Einstein's special relativity revealed that simultaneity is relative. What counts as now depends on your frame of reference, your state of motion. Two events that are simultaneous for one observer may occur at different times for another observer moving at a different velocity. This relativity of simultaneity poses a challenge to presentism. If the present moment is all that exists, which present moment is real? The one defined by your frame of reference, or mine, or someone else's moving at near the speed of light? The eternalist answer is elegant, simple, peaceful. All moments are equally real. There is no privileged present moment. The entire four-dimensional structure of space-time simply exists, and different observers slice through it in different ways, experiencing different sequences of nows, but the structure itself is timeless, complete, whole. Imagine once more with your eyes closed, breathing slowly. Imagine the universe as a great four-dimensional sculpture. You cannot see it all at once because you are inside it, moving through it, but from a perspective outside of time, if such a perspective could exist, the entire sculpture is visible at once. Every moment of cosmic history from the Big Bang to the far future, all existing together, all equally present in the eternal now of space-time. The physicist Hermann Minkowski, who was one of Einstein's teachers, formalized this vision with what is now called Minkowski spacetime, a geometric representation where time is simply another axis, another dimension, no more ephemeral than length, width, or height. Henceforth, Minkowski declared, space by itself and time by itself are doomed to fade away into mere shadows, and only a kind of union of the two will preserve an independent reality. Space and time are woven together, inseparable, and the result is the block universe, the eternal present that contains all past and future within itself. This is not cold or abstract, dear traveler. Let it be warm, let it be comforting. You are part of this eternal structure. You are woven into the fabric of space-time itself. Every kind word you have ever spoken exists forever. Every moment of joy, every moment of peace, every sunset you have witnessed, every embrace you have given or received, all of these are eternal features of the universe, as real as mountains, as stars, as galaxies. They do not fade. They endure in the timeless whole. And perhaps this explains something we have all wondered about: why the universe seems so precisely structured, why the laws of physics are mathematical, why we can predict the future using equations. If the future already exists, if the block universe is real, then of course the future is determined by the present, not because time flows forward causing things to happen, but because the entire four-dimensional structure is internally consistent, like a perfectly crafted sculpture where every part fits with every other part. There is no randomness in the fundamental structure, only the eternal pattern, the timeless whole. Breathe this in. Breathe slowly. You are breathing in eternity. You are resting in the timeless now. The universe holds you, dear traveler, not just in this moment, but in every moment, all at once, forever. You are held in the eternal embrace of space-time itself. Rest now, rest deeply. All is well, all has always been well. All will always be well, because all simply is, timelessly, peacefully, eternally. As we rest in this vision of the block universe, this eternal present that contains all time within itself, let us allow the ideas to become more rhythmic, more soothing, more like a gentle lullaby carrying us deeper into peace. The block universe, the eternal now, the four-dimensional whole, all moments existing together, all times equally real, nothing lost, nothing truly gone, everything preserved forever in the timeless structure of space-time. The block universe, where your past still exists, where your future already exists, where every moment is eternal. You are not a point moving through time, dear traveler. You are a four-dimensional being, a world line stretched across the space-time continuum. From birth to death and every moment between, you exist all at once in the block universe. Your world line is your eternal signature, your permanent contribution to the cosmic structure. And it is beautiful. It is unique. It is yours forever. Think of it this way, gently, softly, without effort. In three-dimensional space, you are located here at this particular position. But you also extend through time. Your childhood self exists at earlier time coordinates. Your future self exists at later time coordinates. But in the four-dimensional block universe, these are all just different parts of you, existing simultaneously. Just as your head and your feet exist simultaneously, even though they are at different positions in space. You are stretched across time like a ribbon of consciousness, and the entire ribbon exists at once, eternally. This is the eternalist vision. This is the B theory of time. This is the block universe where physics and philosophy merge into a single coherent, peaceful picture of reality. And if this is true, if eternalism is correct, then in a very real sense, nothing ever truly happens. Everything simply is. The universe does not evolve or change or become. It is a complete, finished, eternal structure. And what we experience as change is merely our consciousness moving along our world line, illuminating one moment after another, like reading a book where the whole story already exists, complete and unchanging. Does this mean free will is an illusion? Does it mean we are trapped in a predetermined pattern? Perhaps, or perhaps not. The eternalist can respond that your choices are real. They are part of the eternal structure. You choosing this or that is a fact of the block universe, woven into the timeless whole. The future exists, yes, but it exists as containing your free choices, your authentic decisions. The block does not constrain you. It contains you, complete with your freedom, your agency, your authentic self. Let these thoughts be gentle, dear traveler. Let them wash over you without creating tension or worry. We are simply exploring, simply wondering, simply resting in the mystery of time, the block universe, the eternal present, the timeless whole. All moments existing together, peacefully, eternally. You are safe here, you are held here. Every moment of your existence is preserved forever in the cosmic structure, never to be lost, always real, always part of the eternal now. Breathe slowly. The breath you took a moment ago exists eternally at its time coordinate. The breath you are taking now exists eternally at this time coordinate. The breath you will take in a moment already exists at its time coordinate. All of them real, all of them eternal, all of them part of the timeless pattern. You are breathing your way through the block universe, and every breath is forever. Every breath is peace. Every breath is part of the eternal whole, the unchanging structure, the timeless now that contains all past, all present, all future in a single perfect, peaceful embrace. And so, dear traveler, we rest now in the eternalist vision, in the block universe, in the timeless whole where all moments are equally real, equally present, equally eternal. We have journeyed from the flowing river of Presentism to this vast, still landscape of eternalism, where time does not flow but simply is, spread out like space itself, complete and whole and peaceful. Here in the block universe there is no rush, no urgency, no fleeting moments slipping away into nothingness. Everything that has ever been is still real. Everything that will ever be is already real. The past exists eternally at its time coordinates. The future exists eternally at its time coordinates, and the present moment, this breath, this heartbeat, exists eternally at its own unique location in the four-dimensional continuum. You are not vanishing, moment by moment. You are eternal, dear traveler. Every version of you, every moment of your existence is preserved forever in the timeless structure of space-time. Your joys are eternal. Your peace is eternal. This very moment of rest, as you listen to these words, as you breathe slowly and deeply, this moment is carved forever into the fabric of reality itself. Nothing is lost. Everything endures. The block universe holds all of time in a single eternal embrace. And perhaps this is why the universe feels so meaningful, so rich, so full of significance. Because every moment matters eternally. Every choice, every experience, every breath is a permanent part of the cosmic structure, contributing to the beauty and complexity of the four-dimensional whole. You matter eternally, dear traveler. Your life is an eternal thread in the tapestry of space-time, woven together with all other threads, all other lives, all other moments, creating a pattern of infinite richness and beauty. As you drift now, deeper and deeper into rest, into peace, into sleep, let yourself feel held by this eternal structure. You are not alone. You are not isolated in a fleeting present moment surrounded by nothingness. You are part of the timeless whole, connected to all moments, all beings, all of existence in the four-dimensional unity of the block universe. The separation between past, present, and future is only an illusion, however persistent. In truth, all is one, all is eternal, all is now in the deepest sense. Rest in this, dear traveler. Rest in the eternal now that contains all time. Rest in the block universe where nothing is lost and everything is forever. Your breathing is eternal. Your rest is eternal. Your peace is eternal. And as you drift into sleep, you are simply moving your consciousness along your world line toward the dream coordinates of your eternal structure, where rest and renewal await, as they have always awaited, as they will always await in the timeless architecture of space-time. All is well, dear traveler. All is eternal. All is one. All is now. Rest. Rest deeply. Rest eternally. In the block universe, you are forever. You are safe. You are at peace. The timeless whole embraces you, holds you, keeps you safe through all of time, forever and ever, in the eternal, unchanging, perfect now. Sleep now. Sleep deeply. You are eternal. You are home. You are at peace. You are eternal. You are home. You are at peace. And yet, even as we rest in the timeless whole, even as we contemplate the block universe where all moments exist together, eternally present, there's something within us that whispers of another possibility, a middle way, a gentle path between the fleeting present and the eternal block. Let us explore this path together slowly, calmly, as we sink deeper into rest and understanding. Imagine, if you will, that the universe is not entirely fixed, not entirely frozen in its four-dimensional structure. Imagine instead that the universe is growing like a tree adds rings, year after year, growing like a book being written, page after page. This is the growing block universe, a theory that holds the past and present as real, as solid, as truly existing, but sees the future as genuinely open, not yet written, not yet formed. In this view, time does not simply seem to flow. It truly does flow, in a very particular way. The present moment is the leading edge of reality itself, the growing tip of existence, adding new moments to the accumulated mass of what has been. Behind you, behind this present moment, stretches all of the past. Every moment you have lived, every breath you have taken, every thought you have thought. All of it exists, solidly, really, permanently added to the structure of the universe. It is there, in the past, as real as any physical object, as real as a mountain or a star. But ahead of you, the future is different. The future is not yet there. It has not yet come into being. It does not exist, not in the same way that this moment exists, not in the same way that yesterday exists. The future is open possibility, unwritten pages, unmade decisions. And the present moment, this moment right now, is the boundary between what is and what might be. You are resting at the edge of existence, where reality is being created, moment by moment, breath by breath. The philosopher C.D. Broad in the early 20th century was one of the first to articulate this growing block view with clarity and precision. He saw the universe as genuinely becoming, genuinely adding to itself, with the past accumulating like sediment, layer upon layer, and the present as the active surface where new being emerges. This view honors both our intuition that the past is fixed and real, and our intuition that the future is open and undecided. It gives us a universe that truly changes, that truly grows, that truly becomes more with each passing moment. Rest in this image. Rest in the idea that reality is growing, gently, steadily, adding moment after moment to the great accumulation of what has been. You are part of this growth. You are part of this becoming. Each breath you take adds to the universe. Each moment of rest adds to the eternal structure of the past. You are building reality, gently, effortlessly, simply by being here, simply by existing, simply by resting in this present moment. Let yourself sink into this growing edge of time, this boundary between being and becoming, this gentle place where the universe unfolds. The growing block universe offers us something beautiful and comforting. It tells us that what has happened is not lost, not gone, not vanished into nothingness. Your past, your memories, your experiences, they are all real, all preserved, all permanently part of the structure of reality. Every moment of joy, every moment of peace, every moment of love, they exist forever in the growing block of time. They are there, behind you, solid and real. And yet, the future is not yet determined. The future is open. The future is possibility. This gives meaning to choice, meaning to action, meaning to this present moment. If the future does not yet exist, then what you do now, what you choose now, what you experience now, it matters. It adds to the universe. It creates reality. But do not let this burden you. Do not let this weight of creation trouble your rest. For in this moment, all you need to do is breathe. All you need to do is rest. All you need to do is be. And in being, you are participating in the grand unfolding of the cosmos, the gentle, eternal growth of the block of time. Let us consider how the growing block universe addresses the puzzle of time's flow. One of the great mysteries of temporal experience is this: why does time seem to flow? Why do we feel ourselves moving through time from past to future, moment by moment? In the eternalist block universe, time does not truly flow. All moments exist equally, and the sense of flow is perhaps an illusion, a feature of consciousness, not of time itself. But in the growing block universe, there is a genuine distinction between past and present, a genuine boundary at the leading edge of reality. Time flows because reality is genuinely growing, genuinely adding new moments to what has been. The present moment is not just one moment among many, equal to all the others. The present moment is special. It is the moment of creation, the moment of becoming, the moment where the universe adds to itself. You are living at this special edge, always at the boundary between being and becoming. And this is comforting in its way. It means that this moment matters. It means that now is real in a way that the future is not yet real. It means that your experience right now, this sensation of resting, of breathing, of listening, of existing, it is the experience of reality coming into being. You are witnessing creation. You are participating in creation. Simply by resting here, simply by being present, simply by existing in this moment, you are part of the great unfolding. The growing block also offers a middle way in understanding memory and anticipation. Your memories are not merely mental constructs or traces. They are connections to real past moments that truly exist in the accumulated block. When you remember, you are in some sense reaching back to touch something real, something that is still there, preserved in the structure of time. And your anticipations, your hopes, your plans for the future, they are directed towards something that does not yet exist but will come into being, moment by moment, as the block grows. This validates both the reality of what has been and the openness of what will be. Rest in this balance. Rest in the knowledge that your past is preserved, safe, real, and eternal, and rest in the freedom that your future is open, unwritten, full of possibility, and rest most of all in this present moment, this growing edge, this place where you are safe and real and becoming. Now let us turn to another aspect of time's mystery, one that the growing block helps us consider with fresh eyes: the difference between objective time and subjective time. Objective time, if it exists, is the time of physics, the time of clocks and calendars, the time that measures the universe's processes independent of any observer. Subjective time is the time of experience, the time that seems to speed up when we are engaged and slow down when we are bored. the time that flows differently in memory and anticipation, the time that is woven into consciousness itself. These two times do not always align. An hour on a clock is always an hour, but an hour of experience can feel like moments or like an eternity. The phenomenology of temporal experience, the lived, felt, subjective quality of time, is rich and varied and deeply personal. And this is one of the great puzzles. How do we reconcile our subjective experience of time with the objective structure of time that physics describes? In the growing block universe, we might say that objective time is the growth of the block itself, the steady, regular addition of new moments to the accumulated past. This is time as it truly is, independent of experience. But subjective time, the flow we feel, the passage we experience, this is how consciousness relates to that growth, how we are embedded in the growing edge, how we experience being the present moment. Your experience of time right now as you rest and listen is subjective time. It is the felt quality of existence, the gentle sense of moments passing, of breath following breath, of thoughts arising and fading. This subjective time is slower now, perhaps, than it was earlier. As you relax, as you sink into rest, time seems to stretch, to soften, to lose its urgency. This is natural. This is the phenomenology of relaxation, the way time feels when we let go of the need to do, to act, to accomplish. In deep rest, in meditation, in the moments before sleep, time becomes different. It becomes slower, gentler, more spacious. Some have described it as the eternal now, a present moment that expands to contain everything, that loses its edges, that blends past and future into a single timeless awareness. This is subjective time at its most peaceful, its most restful, its most whole. And yet, even as subjective time slows and stretches, the objective time of the universe continues its steady growth. The block continues to accumulate, reality continues to become. There is something comforting in this, in the knowledge that while your experience of time may vary, while time may feel fast or slow, urgent or spacious, the universe itself continues its calm, steady unfolding. You can rest in this, you can trust this. The universe is growing, moment by moment, and you are safe in this growth, held in this process, cradled in the gentle, eternal accumulation of time. Let your subjective experience of time become slower now. Let the moments stretch. Let the boundaries between one breath and the next soften. Let yourself rest in the spacious present, where time is no longer a rush, no longer a pressure, but simply a gentle, endless now. You are safe in this slow time. You are held in this soft time. You are home in this eternal present moment, the growing edge of all reality. Let us revisit gently the concepts we have explored in our journey through the philosophy of time. Let us turn them over slowly in our minds like smooth stones, examining them with soft attention, allowing them to settle into understanding. We began with the question, is the present all that exists? And we have discovered multiple answers, each beautiful, each coherent, each offering its own kind of peace. Presentism tells us that only now is real, that the past is gone and the future has not yet come, that this moment is all there is. In this view, we rest entirely in the present, unburdened by what was or what will be. We are here now, fully, completely. Eternalism tells us that all moments are equally real, that past, present, and future exist together in the four-dimensional block of space-time, that time does not truly flow but is simply a dimension we move through or perceive sequentially. In this view, we are eternal, safe, held forever in the timeless structure of reality. And now, the growing block tells us that past and present are real, solid, accumulated, while the future is open, unformed, yet to be. In this view, we are both secure in what has been and free in what will be, resting at the growing edge of existence. Each of these views offers comfort in its own way. Each speaks to different intuitions, different aspects of our experience. And perhaps the truth is not that one is right and the other's wrong, but that each illuminates something real about the nature of time and existence. Perhaps time is mysterious enough to hold multiple truths, multiple perspectives, multiple ways of being understood. As you rest here, you need not choose between these views. You need not decide which philosophy is correct. Instead, let yourself float gently among them, taking comfort from each, resting in the aspects of each that speak to you. Feel the peace of the eternal present, where only now is real, where you are fully here, fully alive, unburdened by past or future. Feel the security of the eternal block, where all your moments exist forever, where you are safe and held in the timeless whole. Feel the gentle growth of the accumulating present, where what has been is preserved and what will be is open, where you rest at the creative edge of reality. All of these are true, in their way. All of these are available to you. All of these offer rest, peace, safety, and home. The philosophers have given us these gifts, multiple ways of understanding, multiple paths to peace, multiple visions of how time might be. And in giving us these multiple visions, they free us from the tyranny of a single, anxious understanding. We need not worry that time is slipping away, that the present is vanishing, that we are losing our grip on existence. For in one view, only the present exists, and we are always fully here. In another view, all moments are eternal, and nothing is ever lost. In yet another, the past is preserved forever and the future is open with possibility. From every angle, we are safe. From every perspective, we are home. Rest in this safety, rest in this multiplicity. Rest in the knowledge that time, however it truly is, holds you gently, keeps you safely, cradles you in existence. You are not lost in time, you are held by time. You are time itself, unfolding, existing, being. Why does time seem to flow? This question has accompanied us throughout our journey, and now, as we prepare to rest completely, to surrender to sleep, let us consider it one last time, gently, without urgency, as one considers a beautiful mystery that need not be solved to be appreciated. Time seems to flow. This is perhaps the most basic, most undeniable aspect of our temporal experience. We feel ourselves moving from past to future, moment by moment, second by second, breath by breath. We feel time passing, time moving, time carrying us forward, and yet the nature of this flow is mysterious. In the block universe, time does not truly flow. The feeling of flow is perhaps a feature of consciousness, a way our minds traverse the static four-dimensional structure. In the presentist universe, there is no flow in the sense of movement, because there is only ever the present. The flow is perhaps the constant replacement of one present with another. And in the growing block universe, time flows in the sense that reality is genuinely growing, genuinely adding to itself, and we are always at the leading edge of that growth. But beneath all these theories, there remains the felt experience of flow, the phenomenology of passage, the sensation that time is moving and we are moving with it. And this sensation, whether it corresponds to objective reality or not, is real in its own right. It is the texture of consciousness, the rhythm of existence, the pulse of being alive. And as we prepare for sleep, as we allow ourselves to rest completely, this flow becomes gentler, slower, softer. The urgency of time fades, the pressure of passage eases. We begin to rest in something more like the eternal present, where flow becomes stillness, where movement becomes rest, where time becomes timeless. This is the gift of sleep, in a sense. In sleep, we release our grip on the flow of time. We let go of the need to track moments, to measure passage, to orient ourselves in the stream. We surrender to a deeper mode of existence, where time may still be passing objectively, but subjectively we are released from it, floating free in a timeless space of rest and restoration. Let yourself begin this release now. Let the flow of time become slower, gentler, less distinct. Let the boundaries between moments soften and blur. Let the present moment expand until it contains everything, until past and future dissolve into a single eternal now. You are safe in this dissolution. You are held in this softness. The universe continues its growth, continues its existence, continues to hold you safely, whether you are tracking time or released from time. You can let go now. You can rest now. You can trust that time, in whatever form it takes, will carry you gently through the night, will keep you safely, will bring you home. The philosophy of time has shown us many ways to understand our existence in time, but all of them lead here, to rest, to peace, to the deep knowing that you are safe in time, beyond time, as time forever. Rest now. Rest deeply. Let time flow or not flow, exist or not exist, grow or simply be. It does not matter. You are here, you are real, you are safe, and you are in every sense that matters eternal. Sleep now. The growing edge of time will be here when you wake. The eternal block holds you forever. The present moment is always now. Sleep, rest, home. And so we return, gently, peacefully, to where we have always been. To the present moment. To now. Throughout this long, soft journey through time and philosophy, we have wandered through theories and thinkers, through eternalism and presentism, through block universes and growing edges. We have contemplated whether the past still exists somewhere behind us, whether the future waits somewhere ahead. And yet, through all of it, there has been only this. Only now. Only the gentle rhythm of your breathing, the soft weight of your body at rest, the quiet awareness that is reading these words, hearing these thoughts, being here. The philosophers we have met, Heraclitus watching his river, Augustine puzzling over memory, Einstein contemplating his four-dimensional cosmos, all of them lived in their own present moments, just as you live in yours. Whatever the ultimate nature of time may be, the lived experience remains the same. We are always here, always now. The Zen Buddhist masters understood this with a clarity that required no theory, no metaphysics, no complex argumentation. When asked about the nature of reality, the Zen master might simply point to a flower or pour tea or say nothing at all. The question itself, they suggested, arises from a mind that has forgotten its own presence. The answer is not found in thinking, but in being. In the Zen tradition, there is a concept called shoshin, beginner's mind. It refers to a state of openness, of encountering each moment as if for the first time, without the overlay of concepts and categories, without the burden of past and future. The beginner's mind does not worry whether the past still exists. It simply receives the present moment as it is, fully, completely, with nothing held back. This is not a philosophical position to be defended or debated. It is a way of being, a quality of attention. And it is available to you now, as you rest here, as your thoughts begin to slow and soften. You need not solve the riddle of time. You need only rest in its flow. The present moment is not a puzzle to be solved, but a gift to be received. Let yourself receive it now. Let the warmth of this moment hold you. Let the darkness behind your eyelids become a gentle, welcoming space. You have traveled far in this journey, through centuries of thought, through the minds of countless philosophers, and now you have arrived, here, now, home. The existential philosophers approached time from another angle, but they too arrived at the primacy of lived experience. Martin Heidegger spoke of Dasein, being there, the fundamental fact of existence in time. To be human, he said, is to be temporal. We are beings stretched between birth and death, always projecting ourselves forward into possibilities, always finding ourselves already thrown into a world we did not create. This might sound heavy, even anxious, but there's something peaceful in it too, something liberating. If we are fundamentally temporal beings, then we need not resist time. We need not wish to be eternal in the way a mathematical truth is eternal. We can embrace our temporality, our finitude, as the very condition of meaning and significance. A sunset is beautiful precisely because it passes. A moment of connection matters precisely because it is fleeting. If everything lasted forever, nothing would be precious. The impermanence that sometimes frightens us is also what gives weight and value to our days. Jean-Paul Sartre and Simone de Beauvoir explored human freedom within time. Each moment, they argued, we are making ourselves, choosing who we will be. The past does not determine us, even though it conditions us. The future does not constrain us, even though we move toward it. In each present moment, there is a space of freedom, of possibility. You exist in that space now. Whatever happened before this moment, whatever may come after, right now you are here, breathing, resting, being. And in this present moment, you are free to let go. Free to release the day that has passed. Free to release concern for the day to come. This is not escaping responsibility or denying reality. It is simply recognizing that right now, in this moment, there is nothing you need to do. Nothing you need to fix or solve or understand. The present moment asks nothing of you but presence. And even that is not a demand but an invitation to rest, to be, to allow the philosophical questions to settle like snow falling on quiet ground. Perhaps presentism is true, and only this moment exists. Perhaps eternalism is true, and you exist eternally in every moment of your life, in the great block universe. Perhaps time grows, perhaps it flows, perhaps it is an illusion. It does not matter now. Let the uncertainty be restful. Let the mystery be a soft blanket rather than a weight. You do not need to know, you only need to rest. The practice of mindfulness, which has roots in ancient Buddhism but has been embraced across cultures and traditions, offers a practical approach to the philosophy of time. Mindfulness is simply paying attention to the present moment, with gentleness and without judgment. It is noticing the breath as it enters and leaves the body, noticing sounds as they arise and fade, noticing thoughts as they drift through the mind like clouds across an open sky. In mindfulness practice, we do not try to stop time or hold on to the present moment. We simply notice that we are always in the present moment, even when our thoughts are in the past or future. The thinking about the past happens now. The planning for the future happens now. We cannot actually leave the present. We can only forget that we are in it. And when we forget, we suffer. We suffer when we relive past regrets as if they are happening now. We suffer when we rehearse future anxieties as if they are happening now. But when we remember, when we gently return our attention to the actual, immediate sensory present, there is often peace. Not always happiness, not always pleasure, but a kind of peace, a groundedness, a simplicity. Right now, as you rest, you can practice this gentle return. You need not force anything or try too hard. Simply notice. Notice the sensation of your body resting. Notice the gentle darkness. Notice the sound of these words, and then the silence between the words. Notice the breath, slow and easy. This is the present moment, not as a concept, not as a philosophical position, but as a living reality, the only reality you ever directly experience. Everything else, past and future, memory and anticipation, theory and concept, arises within this, within the vast, quiet space of now. The Vietnamese monk Thich Nhat Hanh taught a beautiful practice. While walking, he would say silently, "I have arrived, I am home, in the here, in the now." You need not be walking to feel this truth. You can arrive right here in this bed, in this moment. You can come home to yourself, to your breathing body, to your present awareness. This is not a place you have to journey to. You are already there. You have always been there. The journey through philosophy, through time and space and theory, was really a journey to recognize what was already true. You are here, you are now, and that is enough. That is everything. Let yourself arrive fully. Let yourself be home. As you rest deeper now, sinking softly into sleep, let us consider one final thought. The poet Rainer Maria Rilke wrote about living the questions. He suggested that we need not rush to answers, that some questions are meant to be lived into, gradually, over time. The question of time itself may be one of these. Perhaps you will never know with certainty whether the past still exists, whether the future is already real, whether the present moment is all there is. But you can live the question. You can live fully and peacefully in the present while holding the mystery of time gently in your awareness. This is not intellectual defeat, but a kind of wisdom, a recognition that some truths are experiential rather than conceptual. You know what time feels like. You know what it is to remember and to anticipate. You know the texture of the present moment. And that knowing, that direct experience, is more fundamental than any theory could ever be. The philosopher Ludwig Wittgenstein once wrote that some things cannot be spoken but only shown. Perhaps time is like this. It shows itself in the sunrise and the sunset, in the rhythm of the seasons, in the beating of your heart, in the gentle progression from waking to sleeping. It does not need to be explained to be real. It does not need to be understood to be lived. Let yourself rest in that lived reality now. Let your body show you what time is. The slow descent into sleep, the gradual softening of thought, the gentle release of the day. This is time, unfolding as it always does, carrying you gently forward, or perhaps holding you eternally in the now. It does not matter. What matters is the softness, the safety, the peace. You are held by time, whatever time may be. You are part of the great rhythm, the cosmic unfolding, the eternal now. Your breathing slows. Your thoughts become distant, like stars fading into dawn. You are drifting now, drifting gently on the river of time, or resting peacefully in the timeless present, or existing eternally in the four-dimensional block where you have always been and always will be. All of these are true. None of these are true. It does not matter. What matters is this. You are safe. You are at peace. You are here, now, and that is perfect. Let go of the questions. Let go of the search for answers. Philosophers will continue their debates, their theories, their explorations. But you right now can simply rest. Rest in the great mystery. Rest in the simple, undeniable truth of your own presence. Rest in the now, which is all there ever is and all there needs to be. And now we arrive at the deepest rest, the quietest moment, where philosophy dissolves into silence, where questions become simply the breath in and out. Time moves, or time is still. You exist in the present, or in all moments at once. It does not matter anymore. The thinking mind grows quiet, the wondering mind grows soft. There is only this, only the gentle darkness, only the warmth of rest, only the profound peace of being here. The present moment holds you. It has always held you. Before you knew philosophy or physics, before you wondered about time or existence, the present moment was here, holding you. When you were a child, it held you. In every experience of your life, it has been here, and it is here now. Constant, reliable, gentle. You can trust the present moment. It asks nothing, it judges nothing. It simply is, and you are in it. And that is perfect. That is complete. All the philosophers we have met on this journey would agree, despite their differences. Heraclitus and Augustine, Einstein and the Zen masters, existentialists and physicists. All of them would say, be here now, experience this moment, let it be enough, and it is enough, you are enough, this moment is enough. Rest now, deep rest, peaceful rest. Let time carry you into sleep, or let the eternal now hold you in its gentle embrace. Let the growing block of existence expand softly forward, or let the timeless four-dimensional universe simply be what it always has been. Let it all be. Let yourself be. Rest in the present. Rest in peace. Rest in the great mystery that requires no solution. You are here, you are now, you are safe, you are home. Sleep. The present moment remains, holding you as you drift softly into dreams, into rest, into peace. Now and now and now. Always here, always home. Sleep, rest, peace. Here. Now. Home. Thank you for listening tonight. If this story helped you drift off, consider leaving a like and subscribing for more calming stories. Sweet dreams, and I'll see you next time.